connect to the chat and we'll get started with our fish and chips for tonight. There we go. Move you guys around a little bit. But yeah, if anybody could hit the like button, let me know they're there. That'd be, can hear and see me okay, I would really appreciate it. Then I can get along with everything else. All right, I'm connected to the chat. All right, there we go. Very cool, very cool. Now we have, all right, so yeah, we're all set. So yeah, we can just jump right into getting started on everything. Handsome Stone, what's up, buddy? How are you? Good to see you. Pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about this one tonight. I was thinking about this the other day. I have never tried to make fish and chips before until today. Cooking with Steven and Jacqueline. Hey, how are you? S&J, what's going on? Asparagus in one notch, number 6. Ooh, okay. That's pretty cool pan. Hazy Days, what's up, buddy? Thanks for showing up. Radagast, good to see you. What's going on? Yeah, so yeah, if we just get some like buttons hit and all that kind of stuff. I'm just kind of sitting here. This should be a fairly casual show. I'm just having a couple beers and all that. What's up? Yeah, we got a few people from the UK in here tonight. I'm actually hoping that Sea Glass Cass shows up because it wasn't her idea, but when she said she was from the UK, a lot of people said, why don't you do next week, why don't you do fish and chips? And I said, well, why the heck not? Why the hell not do fish and chips? I've never done fish and chips, and I've already had everything ready. I had everything here, basically, to make fish and chips, so why not do it? Well, let's see. Val, what's happening? How are you? All right. I'll give everybody just a minute to hang out and check out my fries. I'll just talk about for a minute what I was doing with the fries. Now, the fries, what I did today is I cut my fries up, and then I took ice water and salt and ice water, which turned to regular water real quick, and I refrigerated it at noon. So about 8 hours this has been sitting in there, so they don't get starched up. And the salt water, I mean, this is really it's gonna add a little bit of seasoning to it. And these are gonna be nice crispy fries when it's all done. And what we're gonna do with these is here when we get to about 300 degrees in the chicken fryer, we are going to blanch those for about 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do right at this moment is I'm going to check and see what the temperature is on this. Which I think we're going to be waiting on this for a minute, but that's going to be okay because we're going to let some people get in. But I want to start these at 300. What I'm going to do at 300 is I'm going to throw these in there. I'm going to blanch them for 5 minutes and take them out. That's kind of it's a good way to make like restaurant style pub fries. Is you take them at 300, 5 minutes. Then once everything else raises up, you start throwing your other ingredients like your fish and those other things in there. And then it'll all be pretty much done together. Let me see, anybody else? William Hurd, hey, what's up, buddy? I see some people showing up. That's awesome. Because I had the post up for a day or two, and I didn't hear back from anybody. I didn't know how many people would be in. But Hazy Days, we were watching. Hazy Days, I was watching today. He has a channel out of the UK where he plays a lot of acoustic guitar. And a lot of times while I'm in the garage or that kind of stuff, we're in the background. Like today, wrapping up the show, I was checking out his channel. So if you get a chance, go over and check his channel out. It's a good one. He does, and he takes requests, which is pretty nice. I always like I always like a guy with a guitar that takes requests. Yes, Val, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mercy B, good to see you. On the islands, we like tartar sauce. You know, S&J, I like tartar sauce too, but I like it on a fish sandwich, like a deep fried fish sandwich. That's where I like tartar sauce. With this, I just threw together some cocktail sauce, and that's what I'm going to do with this today, is cocktail sauce. Now, if anybody noticed, I had the Arthur Treacher's picture up in my post today, and I don't know if people remember Arthur Treacher's. There's still a building, a town over from where I'm at right now, that has an Arthur Treacher's, and it has an Arthur that used to have an Arthur Treacher's in it. And the building still looks exactly the same, but it's been a million different things, and it's right next door to a 1970s Taco Bell building. And now the Taco Bell's, it's not a Taco Bell anymore either, but they still look like the restaurants, the Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chip restaurant and the Taco Bell restaurant. I don't know I can't remember what they are anymore. They're not even restaurants. But then if you go up a mile, there's a Taco Bell right there. And now a lot of people think that there aren't any Arthur Treacher's left, but there is at least one Arthur Treacher's left in Northeast Ohio. I think it's in Solon, Ohio. Yeah, it's kind of like the weird thing about Ohio is it's where fast food places, like the very last ones there are, like there's a Rax roast beef still in Ohio that runs. And it all seems, I think if I'm right, I think it's up around the same area. And we still have, if you remember something from the 70s, there was a Midwest restaurant called Clancy's, which was a burger place. The last Clancy's, or at least one of the last Clancy's, is like 20 minutes from my house, and it absolutely has nothing like it was in the 1970s at all. But it's still Clancy Burgers. Let's see who was all in there. Let's see. Val's having car trouble. Front end work. Maybe they will trade the work for iron. Maybe. Peace. Do you ever was in relationship with a girlfriend, throw her phone through the living room because of an argument? How big is that a red flag? I'd say it's totally fine. I mean, families sticking together, and it sounds adorable to me. I think that's fine. So, yeah. If the best thing, Peace, that you could probably do is throw a ring on it. Absolutely. Don't think twice about it. Let's see. Scrolling through the things here, the comments. So yeah, I should have started that. I used the filtered oil. Plus, I thought I'd kind of hang out for a minute too. She is L. L what? She's the what? She is L. I don't know. She's the what? She is emotional, not ready. Oh, yeah. Well, I would force the issue if I were you. I would totally force the issue, put a ring on it, and if I were you, I'd buy a really expensive ring. I mean, carat and a half at least. That's what I would do. Totally I mean, if you're going to go all in, you're going to go all in. Right? Anyway. So, I mean, how are you going to know if you don't like totally force her into being in a relationship she obviously doesn't want to be in? Val, I'm just trying to help. I don't know if you guys, I mean, come on, you guys have known me long enough. I'm here to help. I'm here to help people, hang out on a Thursday night, have a few drinks, make some fish and chips. Let's get you guys a little closer and check out this BSR deep fryer. Let's get you guys into the frame a little bit. I'm sorry, I didn't realize how far everybody back was. I was busy giving a relationship advice. So Peace, if you would please hit the like and subscribe button. I really want to know how this goes. I'd like you to every Thursday at 8 o'clock keep me completely updated on what's going on. Yeah. Let's see, Mercy B. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm kind of like, I'm having to sort of lean over and look at the comments. But I think we should be getting near pretty close to 300 where we can blanch these off. And I'm actually getting pretty hungry. It's not like usual where I go through the day and I don't get to have a whole lot, but I've been thinking about fish and chips for the last couple days, so I'm ready to start smashing some fish and chips. So, all that. And the one day, let me see if we got anything else. I'm roaring. You're roaring? Oh, I love it when people come in here. I don't know if they're being serious, so it doesn't, I'm just kind of not taking it serious. But please do like and subscribe to the channel so we can hear about this every week, because I really want to know. And if you notice my lemon in my beer tonight, don't judge. If you've never had Miller High Life with a slice of lemon or lime in it in the summertime, you don't want to know what you're missing. Do you ever deep fried leftover potatoes? I do. I do that. And the other thing is too, I'll put them back in and I'll bake them on a baking sheet, or I'll do that. And for a while I had one of those things that, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but a pizza pizzazz. I used to do, if you ever get a chance to get, and I'm looking, that's on my garage sale list this year, but a pizza pizzazz is on my list, because you have never had reheated potatoes till you've done it on a pizza pizzazz. It's 100%. And to quote Anchorman, 60% of the time it works 100% of the time. Absolutely. So, there's that. Let's see if we're up to 300. We should be getting pretty darn close to the 300 mark. I know if Cynthia was here, she'd be getting mad because I am I'm using my thermometer. For some reason, she hates my thermometer. And I really don't blame her, because this thermometer takes forever. And if I was somebody like Cynthia that hates thermometers, if I could say it right, this would be the thermometer I would hate, 100%. I don't think Cynthia's in here today. I think she's MIA. Let's see. Yeah, we're about 270. So here in a minute, I'm not gonna rush it too much. I'm sorry that we're just sitting here staring at this. But the other thing, I will just break this over here and prop this up, so I'll show you what else we're working with tonight. Let me lay down a piece of. We're just sitting. I'm sorry. I'm talking. I'm reading these things, and I forget. Sometimes you guys are just staring at that. But what we got over here is I've got about I've got about 3/4 pound of cod tonight that was not frozen. This is fresh. And then I've got a 1/2 pound of shrimp. Now, I don't know if anybody remembers. One of the things when I was looking up fish and chips and I saw the Arthur Treacher's menu, that they used to do the shrimp and fish combo. And one of the things, I used to get the fish and shrimp combo all the time. And it came with exactly 3 pieces of shrimp and 1 piece of fish. So I'm kind of overdoing it, and I used to remember the one thing about Arthur Treacher's. This is something I was thinking about too, because I was trying to decide what kind of let's see. Oh, okay, sorry, I had to look at something. But I was trying to decide what kind of batter that I wanted to use for the fish and the shrimp. And I thought about, well, I'll just recreate Arthur Treacher's fish and chip recipe, or I'll look at another one. And then I remembered that when I went to Arthur Treacher's, anytime from the time I was a little kid till, way in my adult age, I always picked it off. I never remember it being that. I remember it being really puffy, and sort of soggy on the inside. So I didn't really do it. Pat put, let's see, tempura. I thought about tempura, but I'd never done a tempura before. So I did not think about it. I kind of put that away. It was, and hush puppies. And that was the other thing when I used to go to places like Arthur Treacher's, Captain D's. I never ate the shrimp. I never ate the hush puppies. They always sat in a box. And I remember when I was a kid, my dad and I, we couldn't be in the same room together to make Kool-Aid. We didn't get along. We couldn't agree on anything. But the only thing is that my mom hated fish and my sister hated fish. And the one thing that we could always agree on was going to, when it was just him and I, which it hardly ever was. But anytime we ever went anywhere and it was time to get something, like if we were going to eat out, we always got fried fish because we were the only ones that liked it. So to drive by a Captain D's, okay, we're exactly 300 degrees. Perfection. So we're going to put these in. But anytime we'd go by a Captain D's or an Arthur Treacher's, that's the one thing my dad and I would always go and do. Now, I'm not looking for a rip and boil too big. I'm not looking for the big sizzle because we're only going to do these for 5 minutes. We're just going to blanch these up and we're going to take them off. And most likely, I don't know, 90% of the time when I do these, they end up soft when I bring them out. So I've got to bring them out with, I don't like to do them with a basket. I'll do them with like a spoon, with a slotted spoon, or deep fryer spoon, really what I'm going to bring them up with. I've got about a quart and 2 cups of oil in this chicken fryer. That's what or a quart. I've got about 2 quarts, a large canning jar. I think that's 2 quarts. So about 2 quarts plus about a cup and a half. So we're gonna set that for 5 minutes. And need more tape. If there were more than one person, that's actually 2 potatoes. I'm gonna eat 2 potatoes and about a pound of fish. So I'm kind of like, this is kind of like the anti-healthy eating channel. It really is. So like I said, cardiologists from around the world, 4 out of 5 cardiologists agree that my channel is not something you should watch if you're at all worried about your health at all. Because when you guys get me on Thursday nights, a lot of times this is my, I don't follow a really strict diet, but I follow a amount of calories I eat in a day to a certain extent. And but Thursday, Saturday, and Sundays are my day to not give a damn about what I eat. My mom didn't like fish. My grandpa didn't either. But when I caught fish off his dock and cleaned them, he would eat some. Yeah. My grandpa and I, he liked. I used to go in. I grew up on a farm, and my grandfather was a farmer. I mean, that's just what he did for a living. And the biggest thing was we lived in a town. We lived outside of a town that had about 600 people, and the only place in the whole town was a bar. And at lunchtime, we would go sometimes during harvest season and go into the bar when he would take in the crops to the grain elevators, and we would get. He always got a fish sandwich and a beer, and I always got a fish sandwich and usually a Pepsi. We don't deep fry often, so it is a treat. Yeah, Val, I haven't deep fried all year since last summer till we did the chicken the other day. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, more, yeah. What's going on, Rick? When did you sneak in here? You are so sneaky, sir. Sneaky. Okay, I'm about ready to grab another drink. These are going down a lot better than I thought they would be. Lost a few people. This one's going to be a fun one. We'll go back over here to Rick the hubby says hi. Hi, Val Subby. Let's see here. bring you guys back over here a little bit toward the food. Sea glass guys, you are the one I was hoping. I mentioned you at the beginning because we saw that you were from the UK, and we did, and somebody mentioned fish and chips, so we're doing fish and chips this week. We're actually doing. We're doing cod. Oh, and did I say we were doing cod? Because we are doing cod. Hubby heard fish and said no. Fish ain't for everybody. Fish ain't for everybody. Just the sexy people. Isn't that what Prince always said? I think that was in the song. Fish ain't for everybody. Just the sexy people. So yeah, like I said, we got about 1:30 on these. About 1.5 minutes. Curly chips, anyone? I am looking, William Hurt. Good to see you. And I am looking at a curly fry cutter because I think curly fries, unseasoned curly fries, need to come back and be the main French fry in America. I think that needs to be, when you get French fries, I think that it should be an unseasoned curly fry. And if anybody gives you curly fries with, if you don't have any other option, if you order curly fries and they come seasoned, I think that should at least be a 3rd-degree felony. Absolutely. Mandatory minimum 1 year. Big rocks, little rocks, the whole 9 yards. See, let me grab another something cold to drink. And we got about 30 seconds on that, and I think I can get my switch over of drinks done in 30 seconds or less. Yeah, Sea Glass, very nice to see you again this week. Let me see here. Pop that off over this way. This over to there. And yes, I am doing lemon in my beer. Don't knock it till you try it, kids. This is something else too. If you don't put lemon in your beer, that's for the sexy people too. Of course, I'm not one of them, but that's what I hear. All right, so let's bring this back over that way. When I was in Maine, I like to catch glass eels at the mouth of the river. Is there a glass eel? Is there such a thing? That is so cool. I didn't know there was such a thing as a glass eel. Okay, so we got these in for 5 minutes. We're gonna pop these off onto a paper towel. Can we all see that? And we're gonna let these completely cool. I know this sounds funny, but this is one of the ways. Like if you get a restaurant, one of the things about like McDonald's, I've heard that McDonald's fries are made like blanched like this, then frozen. Oh, stop it. Then frozen, and then shipped. And then when they do it at the restaurant, then they are sort of reanimated. they're made to. Then that's where you see them getting fried like so many, 6-8 minutes or something else like that. So anyway, let's check the temperature on that because those fries probably knocked it down. I did raise my temperature up on the stove just a little bit. From there, Wendy's has better fries. I think right now, that restaurants their fries suck so bad that like Ming went to McDonald's the other day and she got French fries. And normally I like McDonald's fries and I like Wendy's fries, like you said. But I have not gotten good French fries at a fast food place to the point where when we got fries the other day, or Ming got fries, she was like, they were actually good. So these are real glass eels, so you're eating these bad boys. Man, No messing around for Radagast. He's just jumping right in and eating glass eels. That's awesome. That is 100% cool. I like Checkers fries the best. We don't have Checkers. I've had Checkers before, but there's not a Checkers around here, if that makes any sense. So I've not had Checkers in a long time. Let's see. Okay, so we got that. So we're back down a little bit. That blanching kind of cooled off the fries. We're about 285, but that's okay because that's going to give us time. We're going to go and we're going to move our fries off to the side and let those drain. They're not too hot. They're not. And like I said, I think I mentioned before, they're going to be soggy. That's okay. You can see that. That's a soggy. It's okay that they're soggy. They're supposed to be. That's not going to hurt anything. So let me just make sure I got a lot of bubbling in here. Could just be from the water of the potatoes, but I just want to make sure that I'm not like shooting up in temperature too high or my electric stove's taking off or any of that kind of stuff. Okay, so we're at about 290. We're going to leave it like right around in there. We're going to let it catch up and all that kind of thing. And I'm going to move this off to the side for a second, and then we're going to batter up our fish. And I didn't realize while I was out for just a little bit, that I did not have Glad bags. So usually I batter my fish or I batter my chicken in bags, but not today because I'm out. So we're gonna do our egg wash just like we did last week. We're gonna leave our egg out for a little bit. We're just gonna go egg white. Well, we got a little egg yellow in there, but that's not the end of the world. And I'm gonna give the rest of that to the dog. Beagle, you want that egg? Don't be knocking stuff over. You can have that egg yellow. Ain't gonna hurt you any. Yeah, she was sleeping on the couch. So we got that. We're gonna throw a splash. Can you guys see that? Do I got that sitting right? Sorry. Let me see here. And you would need about 50 to get about, really? I've never heard of a glass eel before. So we've got a little splash of milk in there. Gas knows all kinds of cool stuff. I love it when he's in the comment section. So here we go. I'm gonna throw, this is gonna be, again, it's gonna be mostly water. For that, we're gonna take and whisk this up. Is that egg? Ooh, it is egg. Gross. Got egg down there in the front. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants egg right there. Especially me. Now my fingers are sticky. So keep them hands clean in the kitchen, kids. But I have Modelo, and I can put lemon in it. There you go. I mean, let's just start. I'm telling you, Radagast. It's a bold move, but somebody should make it. See if that lighting helps just a little bit. If it doesn't, I'll turn it back on. There we go. Let's see, Radagast, you can. Yeah, you absolutely can. And I'm a cheap beer drinker, like by choice. I could drink expensive beer, but I don't necessarily like expensive beer. So, but this is something I learned back in my college days of putting lemon in bottled beer. And we always had Miller, or we usually had Miller, some kind of a Miller product, either Miller High Life or Miller Genuine Draft. That was the kind of the beers that were around, and I've just stuck with them ever since. So this doesn't take much. We'll set this off to the side. And then we're gonna make our dredge, which is just gonna be like last time. we're just going to use 1 part, roughly, Kentucky Colonel, seasoned flour. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Let's see, I'd say that's about, that is probably, I'm going to take some of that out. Well, I don't know. I'd say that's about 3/4 of a cup of, that's about a cup of Kentucky Colonel. Yeah, I can tell exactly how it is. That's why I like these. I do these in jars. So that's a cup, because they have the measurements on the side. So there's about a cup of that. And really with your regular flour, you're just wanting to kind of cut down the saltiness of the Kentucky Colonel, but you still want the spices in it that are in there. So now we've got this one, and we'll just mess that around. Now, usually I'm not big on, whipping down the flours and things like that, but I think with this, it's pretty important because you want that to be fairly evened out. Labatt's. I drink a lot of Labatt's. Foster's Green Label. I drink a lot of Foster's. The old oil cans. I drink a lot of those things. Labatt's Blue. There we go. I do think I am going to turn that light back on. There we go. So I can see this up here a little better. Okay, that's plenty. That's plenty. Old Peculiar for me. I don't think. Sea Glass Cask, does that have a red label? I think I know what you're talking about, but I think that one has a red label. There is one British beer that I swear by, and I do drink quite frequently, and that's Newcastle Ale, Newcastle Brown Ale. I'll drink that, the dog. I drink that quite a bit. It's more of a winter beer, but no, the label's black. Okay. But yeah, I actually, the Newcastle is one of my all-time favorite beers. That's one of my go-tos. Especially if we're in a place where they have like a lot of more expensive, like the imported beers. I shouldn't say expensive, but the imported beers, I stick with Newcastle every time. It's good stuff. I've drank a lot of that. Yeah, it's more of a craft ale. Okay. Love Newcastle. William Hurt. Yeah, Newcastle's good stuff. Okay. We should be right around 350, 360. The oil's starting to shimmer. So that tells me that we're at the 3. We're getting there. We're getting to where we need to be. And we are at 367. So that's going to be right where we're going to need to be. That's not a bad spot. We could be even worse. So let's start getting some of these things there and cooling that oil down. No Indian Pale Ale's favorite is Mad Elf. Man, Handsome Stone gets down with some craft and imported beers. He knows what he's doing. I used to set up my beard stuff at a place, and they did a lot of craft. I like a lot of craft beer, right from the brewer. I used to go to a place that's no longer in business, but they had the best beer, and they used to do Mulberry Brown Ale, and it was so good. And I mean, so good. I've never had a Mulberry, and one of the other ones that I used to really like that they don't make anymore was Pete's Wicked Winter Brew, which was a raspberry nutmeg beer, and I really, really like that. So let's just get that all dredged up here. Okay. Now these are some pretty stout pieces of fish. Let's see. There we go. And I'm going to grab grab a few pieces of shrimp, and we're gonna have those and throw those in. Yeah, Sea Glass, the nutmeg, that raspberry nutmeg beer, they don't make that anymore either, but it was so good. Especially around, and they used to make it, like I said, it was winter brew, so they made it around Christmas time, and I tell you what, that was fantastic stuff. So we got our shrimp in here. I'm not trying to overload the pan either, because there's a lot of moisture in this fish. I don't want to have an overflow. So I'm going to do this just a little bit at a time. And we're also, while I'm going to do that, I'm also going to grab some of these pieces of some of the French fries, and we're going to drop those in there too. Yeah, with a good Scotch whiskey, absolutely. Glass, you're a woman of heart. Wonder how raspberry would be good in a gambia. I think it would be fantastic in a gambia. Raspberry and nutmeg is just a fantastic combination. And I've thought so ever since I used to drink that beer. I've always been happy with it ever since. Good combination. Let's see. There are a few NA beers that are good when you're served very cold. Yeah, my stepdad gets the Michelob one. It's not bad. I've had it. He can't drink a whole lot much anymore, so when we go out and have drinks or go out for, wings and things, we grab those. All right, let's see how this, I don't want to play with it too much because I don't know how that batters. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever made fried fish in my life. So we're gonna see how that actually holds up. Sorry, this thing's been wanting to lay down today. I don't know why. It's tightened all the way down. But I'm gonna wait till everything flops to the top. And hopefully everything comes out. Yeah, we have Guinness here. I'm from a family of Irish descent, so to say, and there's always a lot of Guinness around for that. There's lots of Guinness. There's a lot of drink Harp too. Harp's kind of I don't know if that's an English or a European beer, but we have Harp a lot with it. We make what we call black and tans, where we mix Harp and yeah, Harp's made by Guinness. It's a lager made by Guinness. What am I thinking? And but yeah, we do a lot of we do black and tan. Fish don't take but a few minutes to cook. Yeah, just got to give it a few minutes, and then it's going to rise up here in a minute. It's going to rise up. It's going to have the eye of the tiger here. It's going to rise up straight to the top. Let's see. There, we got some things popping off. Oh, you have black and tans there too. Okay, cool. Very cool, very cool, very cool. So our fries are done. Fries are finished. Shrimps are floating. Some of them are. If you guys can see that or not. Man, these fries smell great. There's not very much I know about in this world, but making fries is one of the things I've gotten pretty darn good at. It's like fries and um, frozen pizza recreates. That's like my wheelhouse. It's like the only thing. That's the only. I've gotten really good at that kind of stuff. Let's throw some salt on there. What chicken fryer is that? That's my BSR Red Mountain. 19. I mean, that's early. It's the one I used last week. Yeah. And it's hand scribed. I mean, that's an early one. Fried. Yeah, put the salt. Gotta put the salt on while it's still oily. Look at that. Is that not looking good or what? But I want that fish to get up to at least 145 before I start serving it up. And I knew I would be kind of what, no curry fries? Hell no, I don't even know. I don't not have curry fries. Roast pork. You just come in here to stir it up, get it stirred up. Come on now. Using a spider. Does a fry basket make frying any easier than? I would imagine outside it does. Let's see, drizzle some apple cider vinegar. Oh, I got the. Don't worry, Corey Clark. I got the fixing. I got them fixing. I got all them fixing. I've got the malt vinegar. I've got the little boats. I've got all this stuff, bro. I'm telling you what. The only thing I don't have is a lot of space. So, because I've actually got a Dutch oven full of bread right here. Believe it or not, my Dutch oven full of bread I made earlier today. So let's take our fish off and see where it's at. I want to make sure that that's up to 145, which I'm positive that it is. It has to be. 152. Wait, let's go over here. 152. 160, 158, 158. Okay. So those are done. So let's boat that up. We know it's done. And we're gonna have some of that. So we got our fish. We got our first round of fish. We've got our fries. Got some shrimp. Got the shrimp basket going. You gotta have the basket though. That's when you know you're doing it right, when you got the basket. Let's see here. Throw these off here too. Let's get some things back in. We're gonna set this. Try this out. This stuff can wait. The other round can wait, I think. They need some love though. Let's get them in there. A little hotter than I thought. With the shrimp, we got the fish, we got the fries, a little bit of, got some malt. Let's throw some malt on these things. Malt vinegar. Let's get our, you could borrow the fryer and forget to give it back. Oh, Delaware calls the ocean fries cook in peanut oil, the apple cider vinegar. Okay, cool. Let's see, if you could borrow William, you could borrow the fryer and forget to give it back. I must have missed something. Sorry, guys. So let's, oh, I didn't salt these. I didn't salt that one. I malt vinegared, but I didn't salt. Part of the show where I take my gum out every time. I want to try these fries. Those are good. Let's try these shrimp. Shrimp is one thing. Well, like I said, when I was when I've always ate Arthur Treacher's place like that, I always took the um, the breading off, but this breading has come out really, really nice. That's not bad. I think that the next round of fries could be in a little bit longer. Even though they were floating, which I always kind of thought that's the way you judged if your fries were done, if they floated. They could be a little bit more crispy. Plus, I was kind of talking, and I think I didn't really stir them around very good. But and I want to try the fish. Ooh. I think that needs to sit for a few more minutes. Ooh. But 100% done. I just think that needs to kind of cool off. All right, anyway, let's get back to cooking. Man, I would love to go to Waffle House. If you promise to pay for my lawyer, if you pay for the attorney, I will take you to Waffle House. I promise. I promise. Pinky swear promise. Waffle House on me next weekend. I think that cod was a little too big. That might be too big. But that's okay. But I think overall, I'm really digging the fries so far. I'm really liking the fries. And surprisingly enough, I'm really liking these shrimp with the crust on them. Really liking those shrimp. But I don't know if the fish, I think the fish needed to stay in a little bit longer. Although it's done, it's just not as solid as you'd like it to be. But I'll do that the next time. You saw a one-legged midget at your IHOP? That's fantastic. Fuzz, I am working on omelets. I've been making omelets all week. I got a huge bag of spinach the other day, and I could not think of what to do with all the spinach because I just bought it because I like it on sandwiches. But it was a huge bag of spinach, and I've been making omelets like every day. And I think that I've actually become the world's leading omelet maker. These fries are good. These could have stayed a little longer too, but I think they just needed a little stirring that I didn't give them. I didn't let them. I was kind of talking. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I do admit that I get to talking and then I don't pay attention when I'm cooking. Oh yeah. Oh, I've been doing everything with garlic. I've been doing everything with spinach this week. Everything. What's my beer? So good. This might have been my best idea yet. Or somebody's. I think it was Fuzz. I think Fuzz was the one that said fish and chips last week. A little spinach in the pan with mustard sauce. Man, that sounds good too. You guys are geniuses. But I think this piece of cod was a little big. And I didn't give it long enough. So we're going to try out another piece of cod. And I think these fries are going to be a little better than the last fries. And let's take this thing's temperature. I'm at 355 with stuff in there, so yeah, 355. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this piece. I'm gonna set it off to the side. But I gotta say that cod's done very, very well. Nice and flaky. I just think that piece is too big. If that makes any sense. Horseradish with tomato sauce. That's what I've got back here, Fuzz. This is ketchup. This is cocktail sauce. Did I tell you guys, did I mention the cocktail sauce at all? I might not have done that. But yeah, I just ketchup and horseradish. And you got cocktail sauce. Let's see. Let's get these in here. These look a little more. These look a little more like they're ready to play ball. And we'll get. That's the last of the fries. But we're going to get a little bit more of, let me get some gloves on. I'm going to get a little bit more of, this has just become a camp out cook. This really has. This is like totally, this has lost all sorts of structure. Because I'm not doing things in order or unveiling it on a plate. I'm just kind of, it's just, it's anarchy. It's just total anarchy at this point. Okay, so I'm going to batter up one more piece of fish that I've got out here hanging out. Let's see, what we got here. I'm dipping shrimp in melted. I like dipping shrimp in melted butter as well. Honey, you need more horseradish in that cocktail sauce. Val, how do you know that? How do you know that? There's a tablespoon of horseradish in this little teeny. There is a tablespoon of horseradish, a heaping tablespoon at that. Not a tablespoon like a measuring teaspoon. I'm saying like a tablespoon that's heaping in that little teeny thing. I squeeze a little lemon in it. Yeah, I do that too. Sometimes I will also throw a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in it. Those are perfect. Those French fries, I'm telling you right now, those French fries are on point. So let's just dip these. Now these fillets are pretty solid. I didn't think I would have as much trouble keeping them together. But sometimes when you deep fry, I don't know if anybody agrees with me on this, but sometimes when you deep fry, it's kind of like a pancake. The first ones are kind of a test. You know what I mean? They're not as good as when you get things going. It's like a waffle. It's like the first waffle never comes out that great, but once you get going, everything seems to start coming together after that. And I feel that way about deep frying. As the darker the oil gets, the hotter the oil gets, things are a lot better. So let's move it over here to that. We're going to throw that bad boy in there. I'm just going to drop that right in. There we go. Coolio. Beagle. I don't know if that's, man, it's kind of hot still. What are you doing, Big? Want a French fry? Want a French fry? Okay. Beagle cam. Why that door's even open? Here, come here. Can you get scared? Oh. Come on. There we go. Thanks, kid. You love some French fries. Yeah, the big. I'm surprised he's not out here like hawking me down. Heat that one piece up. Let's see here. Do the double batter. Those shrimp are really good. I think I'm pretty happy with the shrimp as much as I am anything else. Okay. So we got our shrimp over here. And there is exactly a half a pound. I got these from the meat counter today. And I'm gonna have to do a little bit more flour in this, which that's not a big thing. But so we're gonna do a little bit more Kentucky kernel flour and just a little bit of all-purpose flour on there after the egg wash. And I did the egg wash the same as I did last week's egg wash. Just an egg white, a splash of milk, and water enough to just about cover it. So that was all I did there. Big, you want a piece of fish? Big, you want a piece of fish? Hey, come here. Are you gonna eat it? Yeah. Well, eat it. Don't just sit out there and tear it up. I'm gonna be digging fish off the carpet. Sorry, guys. The Biggs decided she was gonna go rogue with her fish. Let's see. We'll throw these back in here. We'll give them the old extra crispy treatment. There we go. I've been wondering. I don't think the Beagle's ever had fish before. She's had shrimp before, but I don't think she ever had fish. So I don't think she knew what to think about it. So she was kind of like, am I going to take this in and go grind it up on the couch? Or am I going to like actually eat it? Like when you give them a piece of like asparagus or something. They're like, I think this is good, but I'm not quite sure. It adds a little bit more flour to that. And this fit, yeah, I think this needed to do a little bit. This second round of everything seems to be going a lot better than the first round. That's for sure. So even my fish looks pretty darn good. And it looks a lot darker than the first round. There we go. These extra crispy fish in there, or extra crispy shrimp. And over to this way. There we go. But yeah, this is starting to become like a camp cook. I was looking around today to see if I could find walleye. But I haven't had walleye in about a year. I was pretty ready to have some walleye today. But cod, we did the traditional cod. Over here. Let's read the comments real quick. Oh, Strong's Adventure. What's up, buddy? Why is fried fish not good for dogs? Are you being serious? Why are you not supposed to give your dogs fish? I have never heard that before. I'm going to take this off. This thing's looking, I don't know if you guys can see it. That is looking really good. So let's take this one off. Like I said, I think we're just doing really good with the, ouch. I think we want to be, I think I'm just having a little better luck. I think this is like waffles. I seem to, you know, every time I do deep fry something, I always seem to say this. The first round is all right, but the second round rocks. Yeah, we're right at 165, which is where I want this. I would actually, I mean, I would have taken 145, but I think fish is a little better when it's. I think deep fried anything is a little better when it's overcooked. And these fries are absolutely fantastic. Is it? It is always great to have fish and shrimp when the kids are gone for the day. They don't like them either? Man, my kids hate fish. My kids absolutely. Something to do with the batter, you think, huh? That's really, I've never heard that, so I appreciate you saying that. I've never heard it, but yeah, a lot of times, and I know a lot of times, Strong's, I know people will beer batter their fish. My dad used to make a really good beer battered fish, but this is just straight up Kentucky kernel and flour. Yeah, it was pretty crappy here today. It's actually turned out to be fairly nice here though tonight, Buzz, and tomorrow will be nice too. But I'm not up as close to the lake as you are. But yeah. You guys got the... Yeah, you guys can see pretty good. Let's give this a whip around. That shrimp, I'm sure that shrimp is 100% done. I was sitting there reading. That's what happens when I do these lives. A lot of times I'm just sitting there looking at the comments and listening to you guys. And if I was like if you guys were standing actually in the kitchen, I could just like stand here and have a conversation, but I have to turn around to do everything. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see this or not. The egg, the double battered shrimp, extra crispy. Eat your heart out, Kentucky, our Colonel Sanders. Yeah, look at those. You see that? Oh yeah, there we go. Check that out. That's what you call extra crispy. Heck yeah. Turn that off. I don't think we need anything else, any more of that. I think that could, I don't know if it's my fish or what. I think that's going to take another second or two. Maybe I just need to let it sit. I think I'm just, you know what? I'm not going to do that. It just needs to sit. The fish just needs to sit. I don't know why I'm being so particular about it. The fish is fine. I just need it to sit. And you just got to do that. These are really big pieces of fish. Like a lot bigger than I really should have used. But anyway, I'm going to give this a day in court. Yeah, that's good. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how everything came out. I'm happy with that fish on the second round, for sure. Hot. Corey, I made the batter the exact same way that I made it last week with the chicken. It's just half Kentucky kernel, half all-purpose flour mixed together in the bowl. I'll turn it over because it's probably a little easier to explain it if you see what I'm talking about. Let's see. It was half Kentucky kernel and half all-purpose flour here, and then for the dip, it's just a bunch. It's just water, probably about 2 cups of water, 1 egg white, and a splash of milk. And then I just mixed it up, put it in there, put it into the dredge, and over there, and that's into the deep fryer at 3. I'm trying to stay around with the deep fryer right around 350. And the French fries I blanched them at first at 300, and then when I put them back in, they were about 360 when I put them back in. Okay, there we go. Then but they came out. I'm really happy with the shrimp and the fish. I mean, the fish is fine. It's not like it's falling apart or anything. I just need to let it sit for a second. And that's something ooh, horseradish. There we go. A piece of horseradish in the back of my throat. But yeah, I just didn't leave the fish sit long enough to firm up the last time. And if you're from the Great Lakes, around the Great Lakes area, one thing that I really highly recommend if you get in with some guys that do walleye, because walleye is my absolute favorite fish, and do walleye cheeks. If you can find somebody to make you some really good walleye cheeks, that's where it's at. That might be the best deep fried fish there is, without even thinking about it. Yeah, I don't put a lot, man. Tony's is okay. I just think Cajun, like any kind of like Cajun seasoning, I think it's just too much. Do you know what I'm talking about, Val? Walleye cheeks. They're the greatest, one of the greatest things ever. I absolutely love them. And the other thing I made today, I'm going to enjoy, is I got a little bit of my coleslaw out here. Oh yeah, got that coleslaw. Oh, and Val, I wanted to tell you something. I'm thinking about the side dishes. I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago when I did pasta salad. Do you remember that at all? But I tell you what, and you and I were saying that you always put the Italian dressing or some kind of a Greek dressing into your pasta salad, but it wasn't on my daughter's recipe. Well, the other day I said that to her because she's got her graduation party coming and she's going to make her pasta salad for her graduation party in a couple weekends. And I said, yeah, but I was really surprised that we didn't have any kind of like a Greek dressing or an Italian dressing in that. And she goes, oh, there is. Oh, there absolutely is. And I said, well, I followed your recipe. And I even show, like I do a lot of times on this show, I showed the thing. Let's see, I've never had The best fish ever is from Maggie's restaurant in Whitby, here in England. It's absolutely stunning. Well, I'll have to check that out. Because one day I am going to go to Ireland and I'm going to go to England here in the next year or two. That's on my list. Anyway, Val, I said, well, you know, I said, I didn't put it in there. She said, well, I put it in there every time. And I said, well, it's not on your recipe. And she said, oh, she went over to my recipe book, my recipe box, and got out. She said, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'll be damned if it wasn't, it's not in there. And we both said that it needed it, and we were 100% right. So Val, you and I have been vindicated this week because she wrote a recipe down wrong. And it's absolutely in there. That shrimp is that shrimp is not bad. Now this is holding up a little better, but it is still, I'm going to tell you what, guys, this fish is still, I mean, that is super hot fish. Like I can't even bite into it. I could barely pick it up. Oh, there's the beagle. The beagle's back. Who knows what she's doing? Probably some sort of carnage. Do you think you want another? Do you want another chip? Do you want a chip? You want a chip? Come over here. Come on. All right, come on. One more. Give it a spin. Give it a spin. There you go. Perfect. She works for fries. Not too bad. Not too bad. Find a dog. You find somebody to hang out with that works for French fries. Kevin Mong, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Glad you could show up. Kind of wrapping it up right now, but we're just kind of hanging out and talking for the remainder. You know, it really is good. I'm just waiting on my fish to cool back down. I think the first big piece, these fillets, I didn't realize how big the fillets were when I looked at them at the butcher shop today. When I got them out of the, because I got them out of the case, and I'm like, I'll just take what you have. And they had a lot of like little pieces on the top. And these are the bigger ones, and I thought, well, I'd use those, but I should have probably split them. I have a sign that says "We'll work for food." But I will say, good night, Mercy B. Thanks for showing up. But yeah, I will say this shrimp is amazingly good, and so are the fries. Sea Glass Cast, thank you so much. I know it's late there. All right. Good night. We'll see you soon. I'm going to be here I'm only going to be here about long enough to finish this beer, and then we'll let you guys get back to it. It's a little 9:15. Yeah, let's see, William Hurt, I eat that. Yeah, one of the things is out of the shows we've done the last couple of weeks, this batter, and this way of battering the food is really good. You may need to have another live again this week, as there was no mud or cast iron Tuesday. I actually, I thought about doing a Mudbrooker one on Thursday, but at 7:30 my camera wasn't charged, and neither was my phone, so I couldn't have done it either way. Because I always wanted to do the whole, hi, the Mudbrooker here. I always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to. And I thought it would be pretty fun to do that and go, hi, the Mudbrooker here. So, anyway, I don't think I could do Cast Iron Chaos, but he's had and I understand him, having, graduation. My daughter graduates Saturday, and then we're having a graduation party the weekend after that. But I think Sunday I'm going to do apple crisp, or not apple crisp, but I'm going to do my rhubarb out back is going crazy, and I made rhubarb crisp last Sunday, and I think I'm going to make some rhubarb crisp on Sunday. So I figured we could hang out and do rhubarb crisp on Sunday. But I wanted to do it Saturday, but I've got my daughter's graduation Saturday, so we'll have to wait till Sunday. But that's definitely, the rhubarb crisp is definitely going to happen. But anyway. So yeah, I'm about to wrap it up here. We wondered if Mud was setting up shop for email order bride. You never know. You never know. With all the stuff going over in the Ukraine, you know, there's some brides that may be looking to relocate. You know, and the funny thing is about Ukraine is I honestly, when I retired, and this is no time soon, but when I retired, actually, the Ukraine was one of the places that I looked to retire because it's not actually that bad, and it's really cheap to live there. And there's some real advantages to the Ukraine, but so is Mexico, Puerto Vallarta. There's a lot of places I looked at overseas. My grandfather graduated 4 years ago. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, your granddaughter. I don't have my glasses on Radagast, so I'm sorry. My granddaughter graduated 4 years ago. Very cool. But yeah. Well, anyway, Fuzzy wants one of those Ukrainian girls, but no marriage, just temporary love. I think I'll tell you what. I think if you're getting them all the way from the Ukraine, I think you're going to need a little more than, "Hey, how you doing?" But anyway, I really appreciate everybody showing up tonight. I'm glad I could give you guys something to check out cast iron wise. We did have the old Red Mountain chicken fryer to use again this week. I'll probably be putting this up. This is this is at least 2 or 3 times in a row I've done this one. Use this one. I think if anything, I'll break out. If I do any other chicken fryers, I've got a ton of chicken fryers, so I've got a few to choose from. I almost broke out the Wagner hammered one for tonight, but this one was in the stove. So anything. Let's see. I actually have a buddy that was a mail order American, and he was trying to barbecue when the invasion happened. Oh, no kidding. That's a story right there. So he moved to the Ukraine and married somebody that was a Ukrainian woman. Damn. Is he still there? Is he still in the Ukraine? That's a crazy story. Especially because you don't hear a lot about people moving from here to there. He's still there, and yet, oh no, they left. Okay. So they come back to the States then? That's probably, I would imagine. Especially because I mean, if he married somebody over there, then he probably has dual citizenship, at least. Wow. Wow, sorry, my mouth's full, but that is crazy. I've heard of people going to the Ukraine from America to the Ukraine to fight, but I never thought about people moving there to get married. But like I said, that was one of the places that I was looking at to retire, because you could get a lot. I mean, you could get it really for $15,000 to $20,000. you can get a really, you know, a really nice, something pretty decent for $15,000 to $20,000, at least a plot and a place. And you know, with American cash, you can fix something up pretty darn nice. But yeah, that was one of the places I was looking at for sure. Let me see if I can scroll it. Oh, no, it's not letting me scroll that up. Everything's locked up. But anyway, we still have 17 people. Like I said, I'm going to finish this beer and then we'll get off. Let's see how this fish turned out. Let's move over here just a little bit to this and see how this fish, like I said, this fish, for whatever reason, it's really fallen apart. But it seems the crust, it seems okay. I mean, if you look at it, the crust is holding on really well. It's nice and flaky. It's still hot. I mean, really super hot. But it's just the fish itself is falling apart. Yeah, it's not bad though. It's not bad at all. But George is always on my mind. I get you there. I learned the marriage license doesn't hold two people together. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, the fried fish isn't bad. I think that I don't think it's see, if you check it out, I mean, I don't think that it's the batter or anything that's wrong with it. I think the fish is just not holding up very well. I don't know why. It's cod. I thought it would. But like I said, it's a really big piece. So that might have something to do with it. But it's over. I mean, it tastes great. It's hard to find roadkill fish around here. You just need to go farther north, Fuzz. That's all you need. You just need to go a little farther north. You'll find it. Just follow the seagulls from the Walmart parking lot, and wherever they take you, you will find it on the shores. It can't be that far. I was actually talking to somebody from Cleveland today about the Big Egg. I'm sure you know what the Big Egg is in the flats. If any of you are ever familiar with the flats, you should know. You should definitely know what the Big Egg is. There you go, big one. All right. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I finished my beer. I'm going to jump off here and just wait till the next hurricane. Strong's Adventure, where are you at again? Seagulls only eat McDonald's fries. Yeah. That and popcorn from Cedar Point. And cotton candy. I know I've looked up 100 times where you're from. Yeah. Makes sense. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to clean this up, which I really didn't make too big of a mess. This was actually one of the smaller mess nights. This was pretty easy. And I pretty much ate everything I made, so there isn't much to put away. Thanks, Radagas. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for showing up. Thanks to Fuzzfork8. Thanks for showing up, buddy. Strong's Adventures. Thank you guys for showing up. Val's Black Cats Rules. Rick Stumball. Corey Clark. William Hurt. Greg Hart. I know you're probably lurking out there somewhere. Seaglass Cass, who was in here tonight. Hazy Days from England was here tonight. Trying to think, White Mountain Girl. She showed up for a little bit. Probably past her bedtime. And yeah, William, thank you so much too. Trying to think, I don't think we saw Cynthia. She generally boycotts my broadcast though, so that's okay. That's okay. But anyway, trying to think if there's anybody I missed, I'm sorry. But thanks so much for everybody stopping in. Thanks for everybody that hit the like button tonight and the subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. And look for something Sunday. Oh man, strong center. It's okay. It is. It's fine. Anyway, but yeah, look for something Sunday. Sunday. I like to do them on Sundays about around 11 o'clock, but we'll see what happens because I have that graduation the night before. So anyway, we will definitely see you guys. All right. And if I don't see you Sunday, I will see you guys again in the comments section. All right. See ya.